Snow. Cold to the touch, but it evokes warm feelings on the inside. It's winter in the northern hemisphere, but due to the increasingly palpable climate crisis, snow has become a rare sight in the real world. At least we can still have some of the frosty fluff in our games. So let's create a simple snow effect in Unity together and learn a bit about particle systems in general. Let's create a new particle system, right-click Effects, Particle System and call it Snow Effect. We'll now adjust quite a few of these parameters over here, but I encourage you to play around more with these and adjust the effect to your liking and needs. First, let's adjust the emission shape. A box seems fitting here. Then change the rotation from -90 degrees to something around 90 degrees to face downwards and move the whole thing up a bit. We could also change the rotation and the position in the shape module. You see it right here, it's also here, but I prefer to keep it on the transform because that's also what's changing when we move the object in the scene view. Next, increase the scale to fit your level. Note that since we rotated the particle system, we need to use the y-axis here instead of z. Also note that this should be done in the shape module and not the transform, as increasing the scale in the transform also leads to a change in the scale of the particles, and this is mostly unwanted. It already starts to look a bit like snow, but we can do much more. In the main module, turn on the pre-warm so that there's already snow falling when starting the scene. Next, increase the lifetime. I like to use a random between two constants here for variety, which I think is generally a good approach for most particle system parameters. Lower the start speed and start size for a softer effect, something around these values here. But notice that these values might differ depending on your project and your level, and you might have to experiment with a lot of these random values to get your desired outcome. In the emission module, increase your rate over time for a more dense effect. Note that at some point you also have to increase the max particles in the main module to keep up with this rate over time, and always be on the lookout for performance issues when using this. I usually don't go much higher than 10k max particles, and for this effect I want it to be a little bit softer in the end, so we're going for a rate over time of 50. To simulate the slow melting of snowflakes, we can, for example, use the color over lifetime module. Here we get a gradient and we can click this little one up here right at the end and set the alpha to 0 at the end, so the particles are slowly fading out. Another option, and one I like more in this context, is the size over lifetime. Here we can click this curve, and if you don't see it, just click down here and you can see the curve and you can adjust it just like any animation curve. And I usually, if things have to go quick, I just like to use this preset, which slowly makes the particles smaller. So for this snow effect, I only like to use the size over lifetime, but color over lifetime is great for many other effects. Now let's make the movement of the flakes a bit more interesting by using the noise module. And this is a bit much for me, so I will turn down the strength and the frequency for a bit of a more subtle effect. You can also use velocity over lifetime to bring some more movement in. Just watch out for the position of the particle system because it might have to be adjusted. Finally, we can have the snow lying on the ground. Enable the collision module for this, and here we can choose between planes and world. Planes just takes a list of, well, planes. And they don't even need to have a collider attached, and this one is great for floors and walls. Setting this type to world, we can collide with other shapes as well, like the sphere you see here, but it's also more heavy on performance. Now enough of that bouncing around. Let's set the bounce to 0 and the dampen to 1 so that our snowflakes peacefully land on the ground and on the sphere too. And there we go. We made a simple but quite nice snow effect very quickly, but there's some more things I want to tell you about. For performance reasons, you may not want to have the effect stretched over your whole level, but instead have it move with the player or the camera by parenting it to another object or using a script to follow another transform. If you do this, make sure to set the simulation space from local to world. See what happens in local. If we move the snow effect, all the particles move with it, and this is gonna look weird when it's following the camera or the player. Instead, you have to set this one to world, and now the particle system is emitting, but if it moves, the emitted particles, they stay in their place and it emits new particles at its new position. Also, we could have our particles look like real snowflakes or something else entirely by using a custom material. Right-click, create material, and let's call this one snowflake particle, and we'll be using the particles standard unlit shader for this and set the rendering mode to fade. Now create a snowflake image or get it from somewhere like OpenGameArt, which I already did here, and assign it for the albedo in the material. Now on our particle system, scroll all the way down to the renderer module, and here we can assign our new material, and it looks like real snowflakes now. The last thing I want to talk about today is the on-particle collision method. This one gets called on scripts attached to both the particle system and the collider that got hit when you check this box in the collision module of the particle system. You can use it to do some really fancy stuff. It's beyond the scope of this video to show this in detail, but here's an idea for you to try out. When a snowflake hits the ground, it could create a little pile of snow at that position. And when another snowflake hits that pile, it could grow in size. And since we have snowflakes falling all over, there would be multiple piles, right? And if one of them grows large enough to intersect with another pile, it could swallow this pile whole. So that's something for you to try out. I hope you enjoyed this wintry little tutorial. Let me know your thoughts, questions, and how you are using this down in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you here again soon. Bye!